Yes. It works. Oh my goodness. Okay. Oh shit. Oh yeah, my bad. Hold on, guys. I have to get my shit up. All right. Let's see now. Let's start this bitch up. Okay. Gotta turn this shit up. Bro, basically the whole situation is he had Tylil had a girlfriend, and this girl right here, Jordan Pauline, is they were at Streamer Awards, and after Streamer Awards, I think they had something. They had sex or whatever, but she's saying that she was sexually assaulted. It wasn't consensual, and Tylil was saying otherwise. At the end of the day, he did cheat on his girl, so that's still fucked up. But rather be that than a R worder. So, but this is her side of this story. When we start talking about it, let's get to it, guys. Let's get to it. Cause
too much. Um,
mm,
First off, want to say
mm,
I don't owe the internet any updates. I don't owe clarity to strangers, and I don't owe access.
okay, okay. I understand you don't owe the internet anything, but at the same time, I will say you put it on the internet. You know, like you put it on the internet, so you kind of put yourself in that situation to where you people feel like you they are owed an explanation. But at the same time, her story, her truth, her stuff, blah blah blah, say blah say.
Anyone access to my healing. Um, what I experienced was honestly a real traumatic thing for me, and I'm not here to, you know, make matters worse. I have to tread really lightly with my words tonight.
Really lightly, guys. Really lightly.
Um, and I don't owe access to my pain in order to deserve respect either, guys. Like, it's a lot of like speculations going on. It's a lot of hate towards me. It's a lot of just like negativity that has been very hard for me to swallow. I've never had to deal with this much social media hate ever. And even though I don't really read the comments and anything anyone's saying about me, I know it doesn't like, you know,
Yeah,
it doesn't
yeah. Can we
determine
get to the point? Can we get to like the? Can we get to what I'm here for?
not meaningful. Like, I get it. You guys love everyone and you guys are going to ride at dawn, whatever. But you guys weren't in that situation with me. So it's the simple fact that I get it. You guys are supporters and y'all like to paint people to be a certain way. But I hate to break it to you, people have um, real lives and they act differently when the camera's not ever humiliate myself coming online, crying my eyes out. I never even knew I could act good. Y'all saying I act and I'm faking. That
Yeah,
walking free because anytime a child or a woman or come on here and lie about anything to that magnitude, you guys.
right.
Um, and I think that's really fucked up. You know what I'm saying? That's why a lot of rapists and mean, crazy people are walking free because anytime a child or a woman or a gay person or a man say something was happened to them, a lot of people like to point fingers and, you know, blame the victim over the actual facts. And that's really fucked up.
Well, I mean, okay, that's simply not completely true. Cause like, bro, you gotta think about it. People go to the same thing to do. If she wasn't an online like person and Tylil wasn't an online like personality, I doubt she would have went online with the allegations. She probably would have went to the cops first, or she just would have sat with it. Cause like that's how I feel most things that happen in reality are outside of online shenanigans, personally. But I mean,
Um, Secondly, I would like to.
I saw a clip where she said that gay people aren't on her side, or she said she's cutting the gay people that are on her side on her side some slack because they got R-worded when they were young. She said, I think she said like, well, y'all probably were R-worded when y'all were young too. So yeah, like, and that was kind of crazy. I mean, like, what the fuck? Who said some shit like that? Like, oh yeah, you probably R-worded too, so that's probably why you're like this. Like what? Like, but she said basically said you're gay because you got R-worded.
Say,
Like, if you're gay, you have to have gotten R-worded. I don't know if I can say that on a stream or not, so I'm not saying it.
oh, I wrote all this down too, guys. So that's why I'm reading from my phone because
Duh. Fuck. Oh no, you're just scrolling on TikTok.
this has been the craziest
Bro.
5 days of my life.
Really?
I've never experienced no shit like this ever. I didn't expect this shit to even go as crazy as it did, and I didn't expect me to be the victim.
Yes, you fucking did. What the fuck are you talking about? You literally went online, went to Twitter about it. Tylil, right after the Streamer Awards, because Tylil is a big creator. He's associated with Castanet. You went with it because you knew it would be as big as it is. Now, I won't lie, I saw a couple clips that were making me a little bit biased towards this whole situation with her. But, like, Summer said, this is not making sense. Like, you can't say you didn't expect it to get this big when you really are throwing R-word allegations, sexual assault allegations to someone who's big. It doesn't make sense.
Villain as I was villainized. I've never been a villain like that ever. I've seen
You're light skinned. Yes, you have.
so many mean comments, so many mean videos,
Let me
and it's
shut up.
like such a slap in the face that I will not ever personally come on here and tell anybody anything going on with me, ever, ever again. I understand why victims stay silent now, and I will not ever put myself in this predicament again. How I can't even use my voice to tell y'all what happened to me. And the thing is, I didn't even like say anyone's name or anything. I don't have to fake call logs. I don't have to do any of that. I just think that's really fucked up. And a lot of girls, I really hope nothing ever happens to you guys.
What the fuck is this? Why did it go to my fucking... I'm about to get pissed off. Hold on, Chad. Oh my god, I lost my spot. Fuck it, let's go to 11 minutes. This is getting dragged.
Continue to be a voice for people that cannot have a voice, like this girl here. I will always speak my truth, and I will always walk with women because this is bigger than me, guys. This is bigger than anything y'all even talking about. I get it. We all have our pictures that we paint of people that we love in this world and that we love online. Like I said, that has nothing to do with the price of tea in China. That has nothing to do with what actually happened. So,
The fuck? What did she just say? The price of tea in China? What does that mean? Man, I'm just...
I've seen the comments, and I want to be clear that I will not be
Gosh, speaking
engaging
up.
anymore in the speculations, the harassment, and the attacks. You guys have been threatening me.
But you are.
You guys have been
Oh.
so hateful, guys. It's
Okay.
literally disgusting, but
I wholeheartedly do not believe in threatening people's lives. Threatening people, like, wishing death on people. Like, even if she is lying, I don't wish death on her. But I do wish there were real big things that happen to people who are lying. Like people who lie about this type of stuff should probably be. I feel like they should be locked up because at the end of the day, bro, you could have ruined somebody's life. But who knows? Maybe she's not lying. So I don't know.
I had to realize that like
So
a lot of great people, a lot of great women in this industry have gone through
everybody
hard
reacts to trauma
trauma,
differently.
and that's what makes it
So
great. So I'm not gonna take all this with a grain
I
of salt.
can't base what's real off how she's acting.
I'm not gonna take this shit to heart anymore. I know that people that's leaving these comments and saying these things and sending me these DMs are very miserable people.
Okay, well this is a dumbass comment because she actually did. Like I'm not trying to be. I'm not trying to be that guy, but like this is like a dumbass comment because he actually did say it. But I think they're like talking about evidence.
People, you guys don't. I mean, they don't really have lives. You know
If
what
he
I'm saying?
recorded and she
It's sad,
told
but I
12
really
when
hope
they
that you
take his
guys
phone
have
to go through
survived.
it, yeah, and they can find even if he
And
deleted
I
it, they
see some
would
comments
because they're
saying
chasing
I'm not a
anything bad that's
Christian and
leading,
I
so
don't
truth
believe
will
in
come to
God.
light
I don't
eventually.
believe in God. I would never do nothing like this. You guys sound ridiculous.
Well, Mr. Dumbass, nothing's ever deleted if you delete it, gang. Nothing's ever truly deleted. If you delete something in your phone, you're going to be able to find it. Police are going to be able to find your shit. All you have to do is go through your cloud. Everything is put in the cloud. You delete something from your phone, it's deleted from that device. It's not deleted from your actual whole thing that you have going on. Dick.
I do believe in God. I serve God first, and I will not tarnish anyone's reputation, just as I don't want anybody to tarnish mine. Yeah, so yeah, let's move on. This is a real deep and this is a real and deeply personal experience for me, and it's being handled privately right now, guys. So that's why I can't even say what I really want to
I was gonna
say
say, I was
because
gonna say, no, it's
you
not.
know
We say right
certain
now.
things are going to unfold, and I cannot come online spoiling things. But this is a very deep and personal experience that I decided, since I've seen the backlash I've got, I'm not coming to y'all ever again with anything. Y'all talking about proof? We got the proof. We got the receipts. I'm not ever going to show y'all nothing ever again. Y'all deal with that for yourselves. And that was me being too talkative in the first place. I should have just literally never even did ever. But I'm happy I even came on here and
Yeah,
said my
because
truth
once the cops
because
first, honestly.
said the truth, not even my truth, the truth. I'm happy I came on here and did that because, like I said, I'm being a voice for people that are currently dealing with the same things I'm dealing with. Okay. Like I said, the truth does not disappear because people refuse to see it. It does not matter how much you guys love someone. It does not matter the videos that made you like. It doesn't matter, guys. The truth does not deserve it at all. That shit is fucked up, and I hope none of you guys have daughters. I hope none of you. Right now, my focus is on healing and handling things privately. Once again, I appreciate everyone that's shown patience and respect, and I ask for continued grace during this time. Please stop the hate in my comments, you guys. I do not deserve it. I do not deserve death wishes. I do not deserve mean things. I don't even want to repeat the shit I've been seeing. I don't deserve it at all. That shit's fucked up, and I hope none of you guys have daughters. I hope none of you women get to go through this shit. And yeah, period, point blank. Like, seriously.
Yeah,
You guys will never know the
right.
shoes I walk unless you could feel them and do it yourselves because, yeah, this it's unfair. Like, the way that women.
Go back to reading that script. I'm getting confused now.
I've decided not to speak on this matter anymore. The internet is mean and evil, and I cannot wait till y'all
She
eat
just
like.
said this shit.
I really cannot wait till everybody eats your words, and I really cannot wait till this is all blown over because I know a week from now, nobody's even going to be talking about this, or even a month from now. This shit gets swept under the rug so much in the world, in the entertainment business, you guys. This shit gets swept under the rug a lot. And sadly, a lot of women do not get justice, but I'm going to fight it. I'm going to fight for it. And
You go, girl.
God bless.
You go.
Like I said, everybody's going to eat their words, okay? Thank you guys so much for understanding, and I really want to move forward, okay? Next, I would like to say Rod. Streamer Rod. I want to address him You look like a rat. You look like
What the
fucking ratatouille.
fuck? What the fuck are we talking about, bro? Are we talking about what happened to you, or are we talking about how someone looks? Like, I don't.
Ass nigga. Do not ever speak on me again. You crazy looking ass nigga. Like, boy, bye. You don't know anything about me, and I've been streaming for a while.
Ain't this how people supposed to breathe, though?
And you can suck my dick, and you can suck his dick, and you can suck everybody else's dick, and just go on an island
I don't want him to suck my dick. What the fuck are we talking about? Why is she talking? Why is she telling this nigga to go suck dick?
and suck everybody's dick because you're a dick sucker, and I don't got time for it. Okay, that's
Ah,
one thing I want to say about him. Baby Rich, I'm sorry for saying ill. I did not mean it like that. It caught me off guard. Um, yeah, I don't think Baby Rich is ugly at all. I think he's a very nice looking man, and he has really nice skin. God bless you, Baby Rich. I do not mean to, be um make you feel less than who you are. You've always been a really nice person to me. Always been a really good friend to me. So yes.
friend. You said ill to that nigga, and he's your friend. I'm assuming she was like she said he's ugly.
Wizard Kelly,
Who's that?
you're messy, bro. You're really, 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 really messy. You were my friend, but I think you're messy. That's it. Duke Dennis.
No way did she just insult the big D block Duke, nigga. What the fuck is she? What is this? She just insulted the big D block Duke. What is this?
Duke Dennis, you could literally. I'm not going to say anything else. Okay.
Mind you, she was on Duke Dennis's dick. But I mean, I don't know. I'm not gonna lie. I could have just lied right there because I swear to God, I don't even know if she actually was. I just assumed that everybody's on Duke's dick. Damn, that's dicky.
Chicago Hottie. I don't even want to get started on you.
But you are.
Okay. You give it up for a slice of bread, and I have nothing else to say.
Oh my God.
Do not ever speak on me again, girl. Don't ever fix your mouth to speak on me ever again. Ever
Damn.
again. Okay?
Right.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Next, I would like to say McQueen.
Well, I thought that was
Aren't you
me.
on YouTube like in 2014, bro? You're 50 years old, still trying to stream. Please don't ever speak on me again. Like,
What the fuck? I don't think streaming has a age limit, bro. I saw a nigga who got big and was old as shit. Like, come on now, bro. Can we really like take out those like stipulations on how old somebody gotta be to stream? Not gonna lie, but at some point you get to age where it's like, okay. Like at the same time, nobody wants to be working at Amazon at 50 years old. Nobody wants to be working in any warehouse at 50 years old. So, I,
seriously. Please. You guys are gross. To all the pick me ass bitches making videos, please. I hope it never happens to you.
this is so insane to me. Whenever women don't agree with a woman that had something happen to her allegedly, they're always called pick me's because they just don't agree. And I mean, I don't see how that's pick me energy unless he was like really on camera sucking this nigga's dick and saying, yeah, he didn't do it.
Don't speak on me. I really rather you guys just don't make a video. If you got anything negative to say about me, I know this is gonna get chopped up and clipped up and misconstrued it like my last video
No, it's not. I don't think there's anything to be misconstrued about you. You're saying fuck everybody except people who are on your side, you know?
did.
No.
But please don't speak on me. Y'all are weird, okay? Y'all are all weird.
You're saying please don't speak on you. Man, you just talk shit about everybody. It's not gonna get misconstrued. You just literally talk shit about everybody. There's nothing misconstrued. Like, I
Do not
mean,
ever come on this net and fabricate nothing. I told the full scenario, and I left details out because I'm still a considerate person.
Okay, so this right, this is probably gonna be used in court because I think he's taking her to court for defamation. I think this is gonna be used in court. The hotel footage.
And I'm not gonna speak on it no more because I have obligations I have to fulfill with my attorneys and shit, so I can't even speak on nothing. But I just want to let y'all know everybody's gonna eat their words. God bless for real. Come from you, messy too, and that's it. That's all I'm gonna say, guys.
Nigga, cuff him big bestie gang. Cuff him is a messy nigga, bro. Cuff him been messy. He funny as shit though.
I hope I really clarified a lot. I really
Is that
didn't
it?
want to say too much because, yeah, I really didn't want to say too much. And
Is that it?
yeah, I can't protect everyone by myself, you guys. I'm a real bitch at the end of the beginning of the day. Like, I really been
Huh?
clarified a lot. I
At the end of the
really
what?
didn't want to say too much because, yeah, I really didn't want to say too much. And yeah, I can't protect everyone by myself, you guys. I'm a real bitch at the end of the beginning of the day. Like, I
Oh,
really
in
been
and beginning of the day.
really biting my
Hold on, that's low key hard. She said she a real bitch at the end and beginning of the day.
biting my fingers, my thumbs. So
Y'all should caption that.
because that's only gonna add more.
Oh shit, bro. Stop fucking pausing,
That's all
bro.
y'all want me to be reactive. Y'all want me to cuss y'all out, and y'all want me to give y'all attention. But I'm not gonna give anybody else any more attention regarding this matter. Like I said, I apologize to my supporters and the people that supports me because I had to, do this one thing that really changed the trajectory of my month. I cannot go into 2026 feeling the way I'm feeling today, and I have to really release these emotions because it's not fair to me to hold on and harbor these things. I really want to live a happy and healthy, happy life. You know what I'm saying? So I will be taking
You
my
feel me?
journey privately. And I've seen some comments how I'm not allowed to post on social media, cute videos. The videos I posted on TikToks are all drafts. They're all drafts, you guys. But why am I supposed to be curled up in a ball and not posting anything? That's not.
Okay.
Like, I'm trying to feel like.
I did see somebody say something like that. Like after this whole thing came out, she started posting it more frequently. Like she started posting it back to back to back to back to back. Like she was trying to get her name out there more after the situation happened. Like basically that people are saying like she's actually using this whole situation to get her name out there more and more. Because again, I ain't gonna lie, it's working. She's been put on all the fucking pages. She got put on Shade Room, Diamonds Live News. She got put on TMZ, probably. I don't actually know that. But like, bro, that's why I'm like saying like she got put on big pages. Especially Shade Room. Shade Room cover everything. But like she got put on big pages like Shade Room. Like, bro, that's what people are saying. Like she's using this to actually get bigger. That's why she's been posting more frequently because she's trying to get her name out there more.
Myself again.
After the situation.
I appreciate if you guys would respect me in this process. Yeah, like I'm really doing my best to be strong, you guys. I'm a real fighter, guys. Like I literally, I prevail in every scenario in my life. Like I said, this too shall pass. It's been a lot of noise, but I'm gonna prevail. There's gonna be a time y'all look back at this and be like, damn, I remember when Jordan did this. Now look at Jordan now, because nothing is ever going to keep me small. Nothing's ever going to make me small. And I'm not ever going to be silenced. I have to speak up for the women that's not able to.
Doesn't make sense to me. God, I remember when Jordan did this. Now look at her. What do you mean when Jordan did this? When this happened to Jordan, you mean? Like, what do you mean when Jordan did this? See, this is what makes me think like it's actually like with some consensual shit. Not actually like this whole thing right here makes me think that, but like in general. Like you're saying that maybe I'm reading into it too much, but when Jordan did this, maybe it was like a thing where she had a this one night stand type of thing. He didn't want to continue anything with her because he got a badass girlfriend. I don't know why the fuck he cheated on her with this. Like I don't understand it. But does not say she's ugly. She's not ugly. She's not ugly at all. But why the fuck are you cheating, bro? On the beautiful woman that you have with this. Now, at the end of the day, I would rather be called a cheater than an R worder. And then that's why I wholeheartedly believe that, bro. I would say, nigga, I'd say I cheated too instead of being an R worder, gang. Like, what the fuck, nigga? I'm not. I'd rather say I'm an R worder than not say anything.
To be
I
a
mean, I'd rather
voice
say that I'm a
and
cheater
use
than
my
not say anything.
platform for good,
What the
even if it hurts
fuck?
some people in the
Yeah,
process.
this video shook me up. What the fuck did I just say? I didn't mean that.
Y'all just know how to take that shit
What
to
the
the chin
fuck?
and live with it, okay? And take a little couple breaths because I have to like center my nervous system. Our day, baby. God is always gonna. All right, we get it. We get it. But can we put the chat back on emote only, please?
Emo only. Yeah, let's go to this video. I think she's done. Like, I don't think there's anything left.
Things are always gonna roll out and play out.
Yeah, she's just talking about, to sum up her TikTok, I mean, sum up her stream, basically, she was live for 30 minutes. To sum it up, she's basically saying that she basically talks shit on everybody who talks shit about her. Put her deceased sister's picture up and said, "Be strong like this girl." Um, she also said that she's done like entertaining the internet after she put it on the internet. Um, and that nobody deserves anything from her at this point, and that everything will come to light through God. Um, and God bless and God bless and God bless Blase 24 times. So we're gonna go to his video, which is right here.
Facts, and I got some evidence to show you.
Shit. Oh, I'm sorry. How the fuck do I make this bigger? Can y'all see? Okay, yeah, y'all can. Holy shit, you're loud, buddy.
Facts, and I got some evidence to show you. Chat. My silence does not mean I'm guilty. My silence was intentional. My team has already sent Jordan a cease and desist, and we are also moving forward with a lawsuit for defamation. Sexual assault is no joke.
Right.
Any real victims of sexual assault deserve to be believed and protected. And that shit should be taken serious.
But isn't it like he was crying?
Jordan has claimed
He always like
that
he
she
was
was
crying
sexually
though.
assaulted at the Streamer Awards after party. That did not happen.
Right.
Everything was cool that night. Jordan originally left the after party and came back because Jordan misplaced her phone. Not because it was taken by me.
Oh, she misplaced it.
When I was leaving the Stream Awards after party, Jordan seen me and my hairstylist getting in the Uber. Jordan asked to get in the Uber. She was not lured. That was Jordan's own choice to come to my hotel in the Uber.
Okay.
She was not lured.
So she said she was lured and forced. I don't understand in a big event like that how you're lured or forced to get in somebody's Uber. Yeah, if he's talking about the after party, I don't understand how you're lured or forced to get in somebody's Uber to go to their hotel. Like, that doesn't make sense to me. In a big event like that, gang, you can scream stranger danger. Like, I don't. Gang, I don't.
These is real facts. We got to the hotel. I offered Jordan a ride home. Jordan asked if she can use the bathroom upstairs, right, and I said okay. Everything after that was consent. Everything that happened after that was consent between two adults. She was not coerced, she was not forced or pressured. It was a mutual agreement between two adults.
Why is he saying it like that? Adults. Okay, shut the fuck up. This is serious.
Jordan seen everything went left, chat. I hope y'all follow me, and I'm gonna show you the timeline, and I got real evidence to prove everything I'm saying. So just please follow me. I know I'm speaking a little fast, but I'm gonna slow down for y'all. Everything went left when my partner called. The moment my partner called,
Your girlfriend?
Jordan started acting crazy. She got really aggressive. And she was acting weird. She made me uncomfortable. And that's what made me start recording to protect myself. Let me make it very clear right now. I have never recorded no sex tape of Jordan. That was also false. Now, that y'all following me. Jordan seen the call come in from my partner. She got upset, started talking aggressively, and she made me uncomfortable, so I started recording to protect myself. Now let's play the first piece of evidence. And every piece of evidence I'm gonna show y'all has got approved by my legal team. That's another reason why I didn't rush to come on live. Because it's a legal matter, and sexual assault is not a joke, and that should be justified in the courts and not on social media. So let me show y'all the first piece of evidence. Take it off emote only.
Emote only!
Chat, listen. Here's the first piece.
I've never had a one-night stand in my life.
What is a one-night stand?
Like after the party type shit.
Excuse me. So, it was a one night stand. So, I mean, what did you fucking expect? You know this nigga has a girlfriend. You cannot tell me you didn't know he had a girlfriend. You expected to fuck and keep fucking? You expected to get together or some shit? You thought he was gonna leave his girl for you? What the fuck did she think was gonna happen? She thought he was gonna leave his girl for her? Granted, he shouldn't have cheated in the first place. What the fuck you think he was gonna leave his girl for you? She wanted to be a side bitch.
First meet someone and you don't talk to them.
So that's what we just had.
Did we just have one night stand?
No. As long as we cool about it, that's not a one-night stand. I said, as long as we speak about it, it's not a one-night stand.
It's so many days after tomorrow.
Wait, so he said, as long as we speak tomorrow, it's not a one night stand. Now, what if he just picked up his phone and said, all right, let me text her, bro. What's up? All right, not a one night stand. Like, that's basically it, bro. That's all you gotta do, gang. And I don't know, I find that so crazy. But like at the same time, bro, at the end of the day, what the fuck are you gonna do? You know?
That's one piece of evidence.
I ain't
After
gonna lie.
a while,
That is a little bit of evidence, gang. I'm not gonna lie. He said he put up a video. For anybody in this joint, he put up a video of her saying, I've never been in a one night stand. I'll go back.
What is a one-night stand?
In my life. I've never had a one-night stand in my life.
What is a one-night stand?
And so, from what it's looking like to me, it looks like right now, it's looking like she had a one night stand. She feels bad about it because she didn't like that it was a one night stand and is now trying to do all this internet stuff. I feel like that's what it is.
Like after the party.
Oh, well, we can go back now. I'm not gonna lie.
I got her an Uber, a Toyota to be exact. I requested Jordan
Toyota.
a Toyota. Jordan left the hotel room.
Why does that matter?
Jordan
Uber,
came
Toyota?
back
What's the
when she
difference between a
realized
regular any other
it was
car?
a Toyota. She banged on the door and demanded a black truck. Her words verbatimly after she demanded a black truck was, do I look like the type of to ride in a Toyota? Get me a black truck. Me being a gentleman, I got her a black truck. But wait, I also got the receipts to that. Because they say you're innocent until proven guilty. No. You're guilty until you prove your innocence, and that's what I'm gonna do.
Right.
This is my image. This
Right.
is my life.
Right.
So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna show evidence. I'm gonna show facts. I got receipts. What you talking about?
You go, New York nigga.
Now, the first, boom, December 7th, 2025.
Oh, he had to cut off her
8:40
shit because
got
where she
Jordan.
lived.
A Uber. Remember, Jordan
Right.
is a victim now. She claims she was sexually assaulted. So you trying to get away from me as fast as possible. So I
Right.
call you a Toyota, a scooter, a Rebel. You trying to get away from me as fast as possible.
You trying to
It shouldn't matter
leave.
what car you get home in. You just trying to get away from this person that violated you. So
You trying to
said,
leave.
I called her Uber. She didn't want to get a Toyota. I canceled it. Boom. Let's take this down.
What?
Look at the time too. At 8:07 a.m. At 8:07 a.m. Tylil James called Jordan a black truck. Look at the payment right there. Black SUV.
$132.
16.7.
What the fuck? $132. Tuh. She would have hopped right back in that Toyota fucking with me. I ain't
7 miles.
gonna lie. She would have hopped right back in that fucking Toyota, bro.
Tylil James
In that damn Toyota.
to Uber. Let me just calm down because I'm not gonna lie, this shit is not no joke. I called to Uber.
Right.
Uber was $132. These are receipts. These are facts.
$132. Crazy.
The ride was 33 minutes.
$132 is
It picked
insane.
her up at 8:07. So Jordan left from the hotel at 8:07. Jordan got to her destination at 8:40 a.m. Now, chat. This is where it get really weird.
Hold on. Yeah. I just need this right here. Can this shit move or no? Is there any other way? I hope y'all can't see that shit. Nah, y'all can't see. Let me move this shit. Alright.
Are y'all following me? Are you
I'm
guys
following, New York nigga.
This is where shit get really, really, really weird. And now things is getting more suspicious. Jordan got home at 8:40 a.m. Oh my God, look what Jordan texted on my fucking face. She's playing with me.
Huh? Hey, Tylil has my phone. I'm on the way to get it back. Da 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 da. I was all the way home too. LOL. Okay. Somebody gotta call me a car back. I'm home now. Wait, she texted one of his friends?
Jordan got home at 8:40 a.m. Oh my God, look what Jordan texted on my fucking face. She's playing with me. She's trying to fucking set me up. She's trying to set me up. Chat, Jordan got home at 8:40 a.m. Why did she text one of my friends this? Jordan got home at 8:40 a.m. Why did she text one of my friends this, chat? Why did she text one of my friends this? Can y'all read what she said? This girl is setting me up at 9:10 a.m. after Jordan arrived home out of her black truck at 8:40 a.m. Please follow me.
Black SUV, $132, by the way.
She texts to one of my friends, hey, Tylil has my phone. I'm on the way to get it back. ... I was all the way home too. My friend said, LOL, okay. Somebody got to call me a car back home now. Okay, let me go back. Hold on. Look, 9:10 a.m. Sunday, to all the police officers and lawyers and DAs on TikTok and on Instagram, the one that got so much to say, please follow this, the truth, the real facts. Let's go back. She texted my friend, it's at 9:10 a.m. But what does this say? Jordan, hold on. Let's clock her T right now. Let's clock her T. Your Uber got to your house that Tylil put you in at 8:40 a.m. Why did you proceed to text Tylil friend at 9:10 a.m.? hey, Tylil has my phone. I'm on the way to get it back. I was all the way home too. Jordan, did you not just get out of a black truck at 8:40 a.m.? I'm gonna leave that up to y'all.
I'm confused.
Now,
I'm confused.
not only did you,
Because she said she had to go get her phone back from Tylil, so she's on the way back. But, so it doesn't make sense to me because, I don't know, I'm confused about that part, I ain't gonna lie. But that's crazy.
lie on my name and come to the internet and speak and make a false allegation about me. She said I try to blackmail her. Let's speak on that.
Okay.
I try to blackmail you, Jordan. Chat, I try to blackmail her. Jordan, I try to
I saw this on TikTok, bro.
blackmail you, Jordan. Jordan, I
I'm trying to blackmail you, Jordan. Jump 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 trying to blackmail you, Jordan.
How, Chad? How? Look at what it say, Chad. Jordan.
Wait, what the fuck? $2,000 for playing with me.
Sent me a Jordan request.
No. I saw this on Twitter. On Twitter, she said, I need that $2,000 to get my phone fixed because he broke it, right? First off, no matter what phone you got, it does not cost $2,000 to get that bitch fixed. No matter, I don't give a fuck, that bitch is broken. Nigga, that bitch could be broke. She's not saying that she's gonna get a new phone. She's saying she's going to get it fixed, which means that she's going to go get this bitch to the fucking shop and get this bitch fixed. It does not cost $2,000 to get no phone fixed. The newest iPhone is iPhone 16, if I'm to be correct. And that motherfucker does not cost no $2,000 to get fixed. Maybe about 400, about 500, 600 to get fixed fully. If you're getting it fixed completely, 500, 600. It is not. But if you're getting the screen fixed, nigga, that shit costs $200, $100, and if you're getting the Indians to do it, about 80. Like, come on now, bro. About 80. Come on.
2,000, and then in the note it says for playing with me, and not trying to blackmail her. She's trying to extort me, gang. She's blackmailing me. She's lying on me, bro. That shit is fucked up. She's lying on me, trying to destroy my image, bro. I got
She crying?
niece. I got a mother. I got.
Bro, this is sad, gang. I'm not gonna lie though, I don't do well with emotions. I fuck with it though. I fuck with this, gang. You're showing real shit. Most niggas don't do this, bro. I don't do well with emotions, I'm not gonna lie.
Every day for this I got. Yo, it says, oh my God. This shit is right here, Chad. Yo, it says a Zelle request for $2,000 for playing with me. What the?
Jordan Red Dick.
That's blackmail.
Red Dick.
What?
Sorry.
What the do she mean by for playing with me? Let's move on.
Type. What's next? Tylil, New York nigga.
Jordan. Let's continue. Cause now you trying to set me up. Now you trying to get money out of me. Now
Right.
I'm really
I'm glad that's crazy.
I'm concerned. Like, damn, I'm not giving this girl nothing. NCAA,
Yeah.
nothing's coming at all.
Nothing's
You're not getting
coming,
$2,000 out of
gang.
me. I didn't pay that $2,000.
Gang, if he paid that $2,000, that would look even worse, gang. That would look even fucking worse. He paid the $2,000, he would have been like, you see, he tried to pay me off. He tried to pay me off because he knew I was gonna say something, so he tried to pay me off. Like, bro, that's crazy, bro.
I did not pay that $2,000. No, you're not getting nothing.
Nothing.
NCAA, nothing's coming at all.
Nothing.
Guess what she does now, Chad? And Jordan came on the internet and said she has messages, but she deleted them. Guess what? I
Right.
got them. Jordan, you deleted them.
Oh, shit.
I got them.
He said,
now
I
we
didn't,
got
though.
Some more evidence that my legal team had to approve because the first thing I did, instead of coming to speak to the public, let me go speak to my lawyers. Because
Right.
SA is not a joke, and I sympathize for any real victims out there. For any real victims that has been through some shit like that. I really sympathize
Right.
for you. Next.
Felt.
Boom. Jordan texts me right here. She said, "What you doing?" Jordan sends a question mark.
What you doing? Sunday, December 7th at 9:38. That was the same day he got her Uber back to her crib. This was. What? Wait, bitch, what? You asked him what he doing after you left his crib? After you got fucked up? I mean, after you got fucked? After you left the hotel, you gonna text him and you get home, you gonna text him what you doing after you got fucked? Girl, that nigga's asleep. That nigga's gone. What the fuck are we talking about? She texted the nigga, what you doing after she got fucked? She got fucked and she like, oh, what you doing? Girl, you just got home. Damn, chill. She trying to get that shit again. Like, fuck. Chill. And then Sunday, December 7th at 9:38. This is right after she got back to her crib. She got back to her crib at 8:40 this day. He got her that black SUV, $132, by the way. Got her that black SUV, 9:38. She said question mark because he didn't reply to what you doing. Probably didn't want to fucking reply because he has a girl and he feels guilty, gang. Like nigga, you gotta feel guilty. That's fucked up. And then she said, I don't know if you texted me or not, but my phone is clipped. I can't see or do nothing. They sent him this emoji. Then me giving him his last warning before I show him who I really am. What the fuck does that mean, buddy?
I don't know if you text me or not, but my phone is clipped. I can't see or do nothing. Jordan sent me on December 8th at 12:01. This is in the noon. Jordan sent me a upside down smiling face. After she sent the upside down
Mr. Phillip.
smiling face, she sent the Zell request. Let me
Sit
show
down,
y'all.
bro. Sit down, my
Follow
nigga.
me,
Sit
chat.
down.
Are y'all following the timeline? Because I'm only gonna come up here one time and say this. Jordan, all of these messages came on December 7th. All of these messages is at December 7th. The Zell request is at December 8th.
Right?
This smiley face. She sent this smiley face, right? Boom. Then she sends the Zell request at 12:19 p.m. After
I'm not gonna lie, this is not somebody who got fucking R-worded, gang. This is not somebody who got R-worded. You're not telling me you're texting the nigga that just R-worded you because you should have felt like that in the first place. You're not texting the nigga that still R-worded you because you're texting that nigga that. You're saying you're gonna text him. Oh, you're telling me you're gonna text him what you doing after you just got fucked. You just got R-worded. You texting what you doing? Then she says, question mark, I don't know if you got my message, but my phone is flipped. I can't see or do anything. What the fuck? This is OD crazy.
she sends the Zell request, she realized I was not paying it. Once Jordan realized I was not paying it, Jordan sent me this. You see this meme right here? Me giving him his last warning before I show him who I really am.
That's not somebody who got R-worded,
I
bro.
can't read. Boom. Me giving him his last warning before I show him who I really am.
That's not somebody who's got R-worded, gang.
So once Jordan realized I was not paying her $2,000, she sends me this. Me giving him his last warning before I show him who I really am. And guess what she did? She showed me who she really was and showed you who she really was. Came to the internet with false allegations. Lied on my name. Lied on my name.
Right?
False allegations ruin lives, chat. You understand what I'm saying? This is my
It do.
reputation, my career.
It ruins
my
lives,
life I'm talking
gang.
about. All over a lie. And false allegations like this have lifelong consequences, bro. This shit is gonna stick with me. No matter how much evidence I show. No matter how much...
And it really will, bro. No matter how much evidence he puts out there, that shit will stick with him. Like, and that's the worst, saddest part about it, bro. if you didn't do it, that shit is gonna stick with you, boy. Ah!
Yes, I get. This shit is up. You shouldn't do this to anybody. It's up.
It's fucked up, bro. Fucked up, fucked up, fucked up.
So let me tell y'all this one more time. The Zelle request came at 12:19. The Zelle request didn't get showed. She sent it upside down, smiley face at 12:01, and then she sent that picture of Jocelyn. Before I end this stream, I'm gonna show y'all 2 more pieces of evidence that had to get approved through my legal team because I've been handling this very seriously. I want y'all to know that this is not a joke. I've took this into legal matter, and now anything I've done before coming on this stream had to be approved by my legal team. Once again, Jordan said she deleted all of our text messages, and Jordan also said she was sexually assaulted, which is false. Don't let this world get to your head and you lose your moral compass, because at the end of the day, we all have to deal with God. And if you know something made me feel a certain way, instead of trying to throw rocks and hide your hands, you should have fixed it immediately. And this could have been swept under the rug. Don't be mad your girl found out the type of man that you are. She should have known that's nobody's fault but yours. I always walk in love, and I wish you and her.
Oh my god! This slithery, slimy snake! What the fuck?
The best. No, God bless you too. Jordan is a sexual assault victim, but said this all sexual assault could have been all swept under the rug.
What the
You're a
fuck?
victim, but you said it. It could have been swept under the rug, and you're a victim. Okay, cool. Moving forward. Next one. Next one. Receipts, evidence. Let's talk facts. If you had chosen integrity from the start, the situation would have never escalated. The reaction you're facing now is a consequence of your choices, not mine. Your girlfriend seeing your actions isn't my fault. I've never lied to get anything in life. If I wanted drama, I would have ignored your call and gone straight to social media. But that's not who I am. Jordan.
So she just wants an apology for having a one-night stand? She got fucked consensually, and she wants an apology? She got fucked and dipped on and wants an apology? She got fucked consensually and dipped on, and she wants a fucking apology because she had a one-night stand with a nigga who had a girlfriend. What the fuck did you expect?
You went straight to social media with lies. I believe in God, accountability, and moving with love even when I'm hurt.
She thought she was gonna put that pussy on a nigga and he was gonna say, yeah, fuck that girl. She was gonna put that pussy on him and he was gonna be like, nah, I'm good. What the fuck?
I'm not asking for anything except acknowledgement. A real apology matters. A real apology matters. A real apology matters. So if I would apologize to you, you'd have never came to the end. If I'd allowed you to extort me or blackmail me, you'd have never came to the end. Okay, Jordan, you got it. Chat.
That's hard, bro. This is hard. That's crazy, gang.
Sexual assault is very serious. That is not no game. And anybody, any real victims out there, I really sympathize for you guys.
Now, the video's pretty much over. But, bro, there's no fucking way I seen people on TikTok saying I feel no on Twitter saying I feel no sympathy for him because he cheated on his girl. Gang, that's bad. But I don't give a fuck. What the fuck are we talking about? He gets he cheated on his girl. But why the fuck are we making that seem like that's the worst thing that he could have did in this situation? What's worse than what he's being accused of? Fuck the cheating, nigga. He's getting accused of murder. He's getting accused of sexual assault. What the fuck? I don't give a fuck about him cheating. Yes, he lost his fucking girl. You don't kick somebody while they're down, bro. Then again, he's getting kicked while he's down. I feel sympathy for him because he cheated on his girl. I feel no sympathy for him because he cheated on his girl. What the fuck are you talking about? Are you fucking dumb? Why are we saying that? Oh, you cheated on. What the fuck is this? But wait, why are we saying that he cheated on his fucking girl? Okay. Yes, he did. I feel like he understands why. He understands that part right there. He did it, gang. But what I will say, that's insane. That people are trying to say, oh yeah, he cheated on his girl, so I feel nothing. I don't feel bad for him. What the fuck? They're taking away all the accountability from the actual girl who's lying on him right now. I don't want to move too fast, but gang, he's showing evidence that nobody else has showed. There's nothing else here. She showed nothing. She's throwing God around. She's throwing God around everywhere, saying, yes, here, bless. She's throwing God around everywhere. That's an obvious cult move to me.
Because it's people like that that make up false allegations. And when people like that make
make a false allegation, it makes it hard to find the actual people who are going through that shit, gang. And that's so sad. So fucking sad. Okay. This next video, the price of self-respect. Now, I don't want to linger too much on this Tyler situation, but this is crazy. I'm not gonna lie, what it's looking like he's actually right and she's wrong right now. And that's actually crazy. But this next video I got right here, the price of self-respect made by Pillboy.
Ruckus, how could you possibly look?
His animations are fire. He do this real quick.
Love white people so much?
It's easy. Have you ever looked at them? White man just a joy to be around. They smell like lemon juice and pledge.
What the fuck?
And look at them. They gave us discipline, jobs, put structure in our lives, took us out the jungle. And what we do to show our appreciation? We march up and down the street. We vote. Carry on. Ingrates.
Look, I don't know if you heard, but racism is
Damn. Okay. Hold on. Oh shit. Damn. All right. Let's go back to the video. Where's it at? Okay.
It's officially over. It only took 4 centuries of state violence, exploitation,
Full
and
screen?
mass incarceration, but we finally did it. Look, just don't celebrate too loud now.
Hold on now. I say that my shit just crashed. There we go.
All right, they'll call it get.
Ruckus, how could you
All right.
possibly love white people so much?
It's easy. Have you ever looked at them? White man just a joy to be around. They smell like lemon juice and pledge furniture.
The Uncle Ruckus of the modern
Look
age,
at 'em. They
man.
gave us discipline, jobs, put structure in our lives, took us out the jungle. And what we do to show our appreciation? We march up and down the street. We vote. Carry on. Ingrates.
Look, I don't know if you heard, but racism is officially over. It only took 4 centuries of state violence, exploitation, and mass incarceration, but we finally did it. Look, just don't celebrate too loud now, all right? They'll call it ghetto and
Excessive amounts of black joy. Hold on. Nah.
4 centuries of state violence, exploitation, and mass incarceration, but we finally did it. Look, just don't
Excessive amounts of black joy may cause white discomfort. Proceed with caution regarding volume.
celebrate too loud now, all right? They'll call it ghetto and unruly. This
Yeah.
channel became dedicated to black media analysis because of my obsession with black art and entertainment. And I know I sound like a broken record at this point, but it's because it's damn near impossible to separate racial politics from how we as black people interact with media. It doesn't
Right.
matter what form it takes, be it music, film, dance, poetry, hell, even something as simple as streaming or podcasting. Every single expression of black media is shaped and contextualized by racial politics. Whether or not that was the creator's intention, and whether or not the audience even notices it on the surface. And I keep hammering this point in my
Like, I want to say it's so overlooked the amount of significance that black culture has played on the world, but it's not even overlooked. It's brushed under the rug, gang. Like, that shit is not overlooked. Everybody sees it. They just brush under the rug like it didn't happen. And that's the craziest part about that shit, bro.
videos, because acknowledging that reality isn't just important, it's inescapable. These politics don't just shape our art, they shape us. They affect how we move, how we operate, how we present ourselves, and even how we succeed. And that success is never neutral. It's directly tied to the implicit roles you're boxed into as a black person in our media landscape. Even those roles aren't wide open. They come with boundaries, expectations, and a silent set of rules. You end up walking a really and even how we succeed. And that success is never neutral. It's directly tied.
What kind of black person are you? The angry troublemaker often complains about the status quo of American society. This is a threat. If you're too loud about that shit, you're deemed as a threat. I've seen it, bro. They will dead ass censor your Instagram. The passively compliant may not complain as much, but still does not directly challenge the status quo. This is safe. There is no in between. You're either one or the other. Or you're either seen as one or the other.
tied to the implicit roles you're boxed into as a black person in our media landscape. Even those roles
This is
aren't wide
fire.
open.
I'm not gonna
You
lie.
need boundaries, expectations, and a silent set of rules. You end up walking a really scary tightrope, one that forces you to balance your authenticity against white comfort. Lean too far into honesty and you're branded angry, radical, or ungrateful. Pull back too much and you're seen as safe, at the expense of hollowing yourself out to fit inside an acceptable comfort zone. So what do you do when you're in that position as a black person navigating these spaces? Do you play by the rules, sanding yourself down just enough to fit in? Or do you push back and risk being branded as too extreme? Well, there's always a third option. One that pays well, works every time, and never fails to get applause. That's right, kids, you can be a
What?
Black Americans do not know how to resolve basic conflicts.
Being a is an easy way to secure a bag. It's the oldest hustle in the book. Trade your people's dignity for a seat at the table, even if that
Lick them
seat
boots.
is just for show. And in a media landscape where white comfort is currency, nothing pays better than telling racist white folks exactly what they want to hear and showing them
Your typical reaction to video type. Oh my god.
pays better than telling racist white folks exactly what they want to hear and showing them exactly what they want to see.
I want to tell every single African American person that's watching this video, you are not oppressed. Do not believe the lie. You are not a victim. You are a victor.
And that's why it's important to be precise here, because it isn't just an insult we throw at another black person we don't like or disagree with. It has a very specific meaning. Is a black person who deliberately performs or promotes harmful stereotypes about their own community, not out of ignorance or passivity, but as a deliberate act to gain approval, protection, or profit from white audiences and institutions. It doesn't matter the decade or the time period. White institutions reward it, white audiences eat it up, and the system is built to amplify it. It's effective because it props up the same lies that keep racism alive, validating and entertaining racism while reassuring those in power that nothing really needs to change.
Let freedom ring from every hill and every molehill in Mississippi, from every state, every city, every village, and every hamlet. And when we
Yeah, I saw that shit. Nigga said, yeah, keep going, you filthy monkey. Make America great again. Like, that's literally what the fuck he's looking at him like. And this blows me. Like, he really went up there and did that shit. Like, that's insane.
let freedom ring, we will be able to speed up that day for all of your children.
That's why it's so damn profitable. So long as racism exists, so will it. But that's what simultaneously makes it so dangerous. Because every time a tap dances and performs, it doesn't just reflect on them, it reflects on all of us. Their words and actions become ammunition, recycled as proof that racism is exaggerated or that black struggle is self-inflicted. And since so much of depends on white approval, it almost always gravitates towards conservatism. The politics most invested in pretending racism is over and inequality is just about personal responsibility.
You know that white supremacy and white nationalism is ranks nowhere near the top of the issues that are facing Black America. And the reason that you are bringing them up in this room is because it is attempt to make
Classic fucking hair, by the way. Classic raccoon hair, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
the election all about.
Okay, but I'd say all people who have straight hair are just raccoons, but
Race, academic.
Not in my case. That's what makes a so valuable to white audiences. They get to see a black face echo their talking points back at them, wrapping white comfort in black credibility. The more that caricature circulates, the more it solidifies until it hardens into policy, into prejudice, and into everyday justifications for inequality. Isn't just self-destructive, it's collective collateral damage. The individual cashes the check, but the community pays the price. Be it minstrelsy or political pundits, we've always looked down on the folks who choose to perform like this, and for good reason. But what do you do? In a digital age where these bad faith actors aren't confined to a single stage, but endless screens, what can you even do? Wait, combat this? Fuck that. Why beat them when you can just join them? Being a person is easier than ever before.
It's 2018 in America. Does racism exist?
Absolutely not. And it has never existed.
You filthy raccoon!
Wait, whoa!
It's a made-up word.
People jump so quick.
Look at him. He was so bewildered. The little monkey said racism doesn't exist. Who would have thought they all act the same?
And they tense up at the thought of racial profiling. It's so wrong. It's so wrong. What is marketing? It's profiling. That's what marketing is.
White supremacy and the KKK. Really? That's what you guys want me to be concerned with this week? Do I look like an idiot?
As long as racism is profitable, there will always be a demand for some eager, happy-go-lucky Negro willing to sell it back with a smile. Plain
Him back. Yeah, he became a bit of a coon. I'm not gonna. Raccoon. I meant raccoon. Like he became the physical embodiment of a raccoon, right? Like a raccoon.
into negative racial tropes is one of the fastest ways to get paid, but that money doesn't come free. With it comes the cost of harming your own people, alienating yourself from your community, and worst of all, selling your own dignity. With that being said, whip out your tap dancing shoes and get ready to dive in. And together, let's find out if all the wealth, fame, and influence is worth the price of self-respect.
Other folks talk about save me. Wasn't nothing wrong with slavery. At least we got good food back then.
As usual, before we get started, let's establish something. I want to further clarify our definition of what makes a and why it's not always the same thing as a black person being conservative. As I'm sure there's some black conservatives out there just waiting to pounce on this video and cry with the whole independent thinker spiel. Being black and conservative doesn't by default make you a right there being a hell of a lot of overlap between the two. The difference lies in intent and performance. There's a lot of black folks that favor conservative politics out of ingrained survival. Centuries of this nation's history have taught us that black dissent, resistance, or even just demanding equity is often met with brutal repression in both violence and policy. For some, leaning into conservatism is less about selling out and more about seeking safety, stability, or trying to navigate a system that punishes resistance. Mind you, this logic is still extremely counterproductive and harmful. There isn't any reputable data that shows that conservative policies benefit black Americans economically or socially on any mass scale. It just denotes how some of it can still come from a place of good faith. But a deliberately performs or promotes harmful narratives about their own people, not because they believe it in good faith, but because it buys them approval, protection, or profit from white audiences and institutions. They're not just conservative, they're performers. They're
My fault. I had a kirk in my neck, bro. I'll be right back. I need some water. Oh, shit. I'm back. Don't fucking look at me. No.
Actively putting on a show, embodying roles that serve oppressive systems while personally benefiting them. It all boils down to their intent and performance. It's deliberate, it's a show, it reinforces racist myths, and most importantly, it's transactional. The individual trades dignity and community for validation and reward. That's not survival. That's a spineless, shameless spectacle. A spectacle that, as we're about to see, has no universal form. To kick us off, we're gonna dive into the main archetypes that like to perform, exploring not just how and why they're so lucrative, but how they ultimately do nothing more than benefit white supremacy at the end of the day. Looking to cash in your dignity for a few coins and a milkshake? Want to make white folks laugh and hate you at the same time? Don't worry, I've got just the right pair of white gloves for you.
Enough is enough, and that's what I've had a abundance of.
Every has a role to play, a mask that makes them profitable and entertaining to white audiences. And while there are many variations, the two most consistent archetypes are the jester and the knight. Different masks, same purpose. Whether they clown or crusade, both archetypes ultimately serve the same role, and that's reassuring white audiences that racism is either laughable or non-existent. First, we have the jester, the oldest and most recognizable archetype of the entertainer who survives by making
be one of them.
themselves, often at the expense of their own people. At its root, the jester is a performer who embodies and exaggerates racist caricatures so that white audiences can laugh, feel at ease, and avoid confronting the realities of black life. And this figure isn't new. It stretches back to the minstrel shows of the early 19th century, where white performers would don blackface and prance around the stage mocking blackness, painting it as ignorant, lazy.
But nowadays, the black people doing this shit.
A real staple of American culture. White folks just couldn't get enough of this shit. I don't know. It was like the 19th century version of Friends. Around the 1830s, we get Thomas Daddy Rice, who popularizes his character Jim Crow, a shuffling, grinning, broken English caricature of a rural black man. A caricature Rice himself loosely based on a disabled slave he had once seen. The caricature would soon become a symbol for black inferiority, so powerful and popular that the name itself would later be used to brand an entire system of segregation. But alongside Jim Crow, you also had Zip Coon, only this one was based on a city living dandy. While Jim Crow was a lazy, sloppy buffoon, Zip Coon was a ridiculous fraud. He was overdressed, misused big words, and worst of all, thought of himself as equal to white people. The joke was that no matter how hard he tried, he could never rise above his place. These two became the blueprint of the jester. You now have a role where a black figure exists only to reassure white audiences that blackness is inherently laughable, inferior, and
these types of
From the very beginning, the jester wasn't just about entertainment.
It's crazy, bro.
Control. Eventually, black performers themselves are pushed into these roles, forced to mock their own people just to gain access to stages
good girl.
otherwise closed to them. The costume changes with the decades, but the script remains the same. You see the jester morph into Hollywood on the big screen with Stepin Fetchit and Willie Best.
What's your name? Still on the time, bro.
There's something to worry about if you white. What you mean? They won't hurt us because we slaves. They ain't fighting for us. But if you white and southern, then you's the enemy.
Oh, don't pay him no mind. Come on, children, get in there and hide.
On radio with Amos and Andy, and even in variety shows with Rochester Anderson.
Kingfish, you mean to say that you is an actual doctor? Well, I ain't been blabbing it around, but I've been taking a correspondence course in doctoring.
He's the funny black friend, the clownish entertainer, the loudmouth comic relief who eases racial tension with jokes and dance moves. Different eras, different packaging, but the function never changes. Blackness was safe only when it was a punchline. Black people are tolerated as long as they keep the jokes coming and never demand too much seriousness. Today, the jester thrives in the digital era. TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, entire careers are built around parroting black culture.
All right, now Can we not make this seem like they're all just playing into the white liking? Because, like, bro, most of these people here, they are entertaining for the black people though. Most people who watch these people are black. Well, I don't know about Speed, but him, yeah, Kai, most people watch him are black. So it's like I don't know.
For white
But I get the
Sometimes
message,
he
but come on.
leans into exaggerated AAVE or quote-unquote hood stereotypes for laughs. Other times he positions himself as the safe black person who it's okay to make racist jokes around. You want an N-word pass? Don't worry, he'll give you one.
The league. What is he like there? He got a best league of all. Yo, come on, boy. Bo Ray, don't give a fuck.
The ball. Damn. Shit.
Nigga, please.
He might even make fun of real issues such as police brutality or systemic inequality, as if centuries of oppression, violence, and pain are
The way they're framing it, bro, it's like it's sounding like that, bro.
nothing more than material for a punchline. It's how we get King Batch making an entire career off of chicken, watermelon,
Yeah, and Jordans.
You can help these ashy African American children. Please call now.
Oh my god. Man, this shit was so funny to me back in the day, bro. This shit is actually crazy now looking back at it. Like, bro, are you dead ass? This is what you were doing, bro? Like, this shit was so funny to me back in the day, but now it's like, what the fuck?
For the next 12 hours, all crime is legal.
Today's a good day.
It's how you get iShow Speed barking like an animal while also letting his non-black fans call him and make racial jokes at his expense.
What's this? It's a cotton. Look. Cotton? I never got gifted cotton. Why do you give me cotton? Yeah. W give tat.
Open that shit. Open that shit. You're gonna love it. You're gonna love it. You're gonna love it.
Fuck is
You're
this?
gonna love it. You're gonna love it. You're gonna love it. You're gonna love it. Come here, motherfucker.
Master, I'm tired of picking cotton. Please give me another job.
That's how you get all these tomfoolery ass niggas on TikTok eating food in a messy manner while dancing.
Yeah, this shit was that shit irritates the fuck out of me. I'm not gonna lie, this irritates me so bad. You too big, bro. You're too big to be doing all this shit. You're too big.
Hell, this nigga is literally calling himself the Groovin' Gorilla. You cannot get any
Literally.
It doesn't matter the variant or the medium. In every form, the jester's job is to turn blackness into a spectacle. He makes racism easier to consume because it's coated in laughter. And that's why he
not
the jester
put those two in a box though.
Feel good.
Let's not put Kai and Speed in a box of being a gesture for the white people, okay? What they is crazy, but at the same time, bro, that's not what they are completely, bro. That's not what they are completely. Let's not put them in that box. But I get his point.
Instead of forcing white American audiences to face the ugly reality of racism and systemic inequality, the Jester flips those realities into comedy. Pain becomes parody, suffering becomes slapstick. The cruelty of anti-blackness is softened, wrapped in laughter, and handed back as entertainment. The audience can consume stereotypes without guilt because, at the end of the day, it's all just a joke. But just a joke is exactly what makes it powerful. Laughter disarms. When racism comes dressed as comedy, it doesn't feel like hate, it feels like permission. You're not laughing at black people, you're laughing with them. You get a pass. Hell, after
Running
all,
with
Black
the damn
Cartoon
watermelon
Network
is
watched
insane,
it.
I'm not gonna lie.
White audiences can laugh at caricatures of blackness without guilt because humor provides cover. And that thin veil of irony makes the Jester effective, turning mockery into entertainment and entertainment into normalization. But the Jester is only one side of the coin. We then have the Knight. While one is an entertainer, the other is an enforcer. Unlike the Jester, the Knight doesn't play for laugh, instead aligning themselves with whiteness and defending the very system.
Oh my god.
They're the
Nah.
moral enforcer, preaching.
Oh yeah, he's gonna show like more political parties who are defending the white shit.
Discipline, respectability, and obedience. If the Jester reassures white audiences that blackness is laughable, the Knight reassures them that the real problem isn't racism, it's other black people and their culture. Just as minstrelsy created the blueprint for the Jester, the Knight was born from slavery itself. On the plantation, you had slaves that were elevated above others, not out of kindness or merit, but as a tool of control, being rewarded with scraps of comfort for loyalty and used to police other enslaved people. You begin to see the earliest form of the Knight, a black figure whose very survival depended on protecting the master's interests. After emancipation, this role transforms. White elites paraded formerly enslaved people who praised their masters as benevolent, framing bondage as a civilizing institution. For example, pro-slavery writers like John B. Gordon and James Henry Hammond eagerly published quote-unquote testimonies from freedmen claiming slavery had been a blessing. You also had figures of black colonization movements like John B. Russwurm and William Hannibal Thomas, who assured whites that black freedom meant separation, not equality. And on the more extreme end, you had physicians like Samuel A. Cartwright, who promoted pseudoscience like drapetomania, the idea that a slave wanting to be free is a form of mental illness. He relied on black collaborators to validate his false claims about black laziness and inferiority. Those early versions of the Knights were nothing more than useful props. They told white audiences exactly what they wanted to hear, that racial hierarchy was natural, just, and even divinely ordained. By the time we get to the 20th century, the Knight evolves into the voice of respectability politics. You see it in figures like Bill Cosby and Shelby Steele, who, while groundbreaking in some ways, also doubled as the poster child for middle-class assimilation, embodying the idea that accepting black humanity depended on proper dress, diction, and morality. In politics, you get Clarence Thomas and Thomas Sowell, two uncles whose influence came not from serving black communities, but from reassuring white conservatives. Thomas used the Supreme Court to gut civil rights protections under the guise of colorblindness, while Sowell built a career downplaying racism and blaming inequality on black culture and behavior. And in popular media, you often see the Knight as a direct foil to the Jester, the serious preacher, the disciplinarian father figure, the bootstrap philosopher who scolds poor black people while ignoring the systemic barriers stacked against them. Today, the Knight thrives as a commentator. He's the black conservative pundit on Fox News, PragerU, and the Daily Wire. He assures white America that police brutality is a blown out of proportion, that systemic racism isn't real, and that black people are simply
What a fucking loser.
victims of their own bad choices.
Stop resisting arrest. I don't know how.
What a fucking loser.
How many times we got to say that? I don't know why people aren't getting it. We shouldn't even be having conversations about police. There's no such thing as police reform and any of these things. If you people, black people, white people, I don't care who you are, mostly it's black folks. Why are we going to reform the police department just to end up shooting you again because you are resisting arrest, trying to run police officers over with cars? I don't know if do y'all think bullets cannot hurt you?
Is there a big problem with police brutality and black people? No, there's not. Not from my point of view.
He's the YouTube grifter lecturing about quote-unquote black fatigue and how ghetto blacks are gonna get us all killed.
These black people are really struggling, and they're turning into these maniacs. It seems like they don't do anything right.
They're obnoxious, they're rude, they're inconsiderate,
Who the fuck let this white boy come on here and say this fuck shit?
aggressive, cruel.
I mean, I don't think he said anything racist. He didn't.
What the fuck? A group of black men. I don't think it's anything racist. I don't know what the fuck the problem is. Raccoon. What the fuck?
Integrate. He said, "This is why people feel."
He
that
just
way
described
based on
the
these
other race of
things."
people. He did not describe. He described niggas.
He described niggas not black. You're a fucking loser.
Not black people.
I mean, he
I
just
think there is
said-
a big difference. I think that I've met a lot of black people and I've met a lot of.
Fucking loser.
He's even the LinkedIn-style black excellence influencer preaching that systemic racism can be conquered with enough hustle and positivity. Doesn't matter what he wears, it can be a suit or a hoodie. The performance.
He didn't have to put him in the video, he's
The
dead.
Knight positions himself as proof that black success is possible if you just follow the rules, and if you don't, well, that's your fault. His job isn't to liberate his people, it's to discipline them on behalf of the system. The Knight works because he cloaks anti-blackness in dignity. Where the jester weaponizes laughter, the Knight weaponizes morality. He doesn't need to make white audiences laugh, he makes them feel righteous. By wagging his finger at black communities, he reassures white America that inequality isn't structural, it's personal. Racism doesn't have to be confronted because the Knight insists the real problem is us. And that's the trick. He allows racism to hide in plain sight. If the jester tells white audiences, "You're not racist, it's just a joke," then the Knight tells them, "You're not racist, you're right." Every inequality becomes a morality tale. Prisons are full not because of over-policing, but because black men lack quote-unquote values. Schools fail not because of gutted funding, but because black parents don't care enough. Poverty isn't the product of wage theft or housing discrimination, it's just laziness. The Knight takes systemic violence and translates it into individual failings, making oppression look earned and deserved. Now, these two types of may seem like polar opposites, but both the jester and the Knight serve the same court. They divide the work of maintaining the racial order. The jester turns injustice into entertainment, making it easier to laugh at than confront. The Knight takes the same injustice and recasts it as a moral failing, assuring audiences that inequality is the product of bad choices.
My God,
not
fucking
the
raccoon!
system. Together, they work in tandem, softening the blow and then justifying it. One minute you laugh, next minute you're nodding your head in agreement. And this duality survives because it's profitable and useful. Media platforms, corporations, and political institutions reward content that either entertains without threatening power.
I really do not trust.
This duality survives because it's profitable and useful.
I really do
Media
not
political
trust.
Institutions reward content that either entertains without threatening power or dignifies. 1 minute you laugh.
No
Next
nigga with these fucking eyes, and they're not just completely light skinned. He's more of a brown skin, lightish shade. Look at his fucking eyes. You should not trust any man like this that has these eyes, bro. Sell out. Raccoon.
You're nodding your head in agreement. And this failings, the result is paralysis. No need to reform and no appetite for justice. In practice, this translates into underfunded schools, harsher policing, and the erosion of civil rights, all justified by the story that black suffering is either laughable or deserved. In the end, it's just like we said earlier, two sides of the same coin. One makes oppression palatable, the other makes it principled. Neither disrupt the system. And until the structures that reward these performances are dismantled, both will keep tap dancing to the bank. But identifying only take you so far. Let's say you see the harm, damage, and destruction this causes, and none of that phases you. In fact, you see how lucrative it is and want to make some money off of it. Well, you morally bankrupt motherfucker, I have just the news for you. This next section is going to teach you exactly how to sell your soul. I'm gonna teach you step by step how to cook.
Bro.
What's up, guys, and welcome back to the only
Fuck
channel brave enough to
no.
talk about real issues in the black community. Today, we're gonna react to More Sexy Red. Now, I know we've talked about her in 14 different videos already, but the views, oh baby, the views let me know you guys haven't had enough. If Massa catch me out here, I'm gonna get in trouble. I'm gonna teach you how to be one of the good ones. That way you get to sleep in a big house like me. Earlier, we detailed how they take many different forms and ultimately what their purpose is in regards to white supremacy. However, in this section, we're gonna teach you how to, specifically how to be a knight, essentially what tactics they use and how they lure in moderate and more conservative leaning black folks. The reason why we're focusing more on the knight is because it's the more lucrative and harder to spot out of the two. See, the jester is obvious. He's loud, he's clownish, and 9 times out of 10 you can spot him shucking and jiving a mile away. But the knight
shucking and jiving
carefully cloaks his rhetoric behind dignity, posture, and quote-unquote common sense. He disguises himself as someone trying to help black people get their act together, when in reality, he's just there to play on already pre-existing tropes. And that invisibility is what makes him just as dangerous as he is lucrative. So consider this your field manual, a little how-to guide for becoming the most lucrative form of coon, the bootlicker, the sellout, the uncle, the knight. We'll break down the 3 main steps of performance, the tricks that make
these type of people piss me off, bro.
The damage it causes, because this is himself as someone.
These niggas, these motherfuckers piss me off. These niggas will praise niggas like these will praise Trump like that nigga won't send you back to Africa right fucking now if he could, nigga. Which he can. Send your ass back to Africa, boy. And you wouldn't have never been from there. Fuck. He gonna send you back somewhere you weren't even from, nigga. He gonna send you back somewhere you didn't even come from, nigga. You weren't even born, nigga. Fuck. Your parents weren't born. Your parents weren't born there, but he gonna send you back anyway. Fuck. Dumb shit. And these type of niggas that be okay with that shit. Okay until it happens to him. Fucking losers, bro.
Black people get their act together, when in reality, he's just there to play on already pre-existing tropes. And that
this code is shit.
What makes him just as dangerous as he is lucrative. So consider this your field manual, a little how-to guide for becoming the most lucrative form of coon, the bootlicker, the sellout, the uncle, the knight. We'll break down the 3 main steps of performance, the tricks that make it effective, and most importantly, the damage it causes. Because this hustle may help you get in the big house, but it comes at the expense of all of us still stuck in the field. First, we have step 1, gaining your audience. And you do so by playing into respectability politics. You need a socially conservative audience of people, folks that are quote-unquote fed up with the current state of black culture. They can be black conservatives, they can be black moderates with traditional values, hell, they can even be church folks. They just have to believe that the biggest barrier to black liberation is black culture. Your job is to feed their frustration by antagonizing the culture itself. Remove any sort of nuance from your argument. You need to frame hip-hop not as an art form, but as the cause of community destruction. That crime exists because of rap lyrics,
Dixie
not
Red,
because of poverty or over policing.
Fine.
Shame clubbing, twerking, block parties, even marching bands as undignified spectacles. Reduce them to proof that black people quote-unquote don't know how to act. You police language, paint AAVE as defective English rather than a legitimate dialect with history and grammar. You weaponize faith. This is the big one right here. Use script.
That's a big fucking one. People will throw God around and try to misconstrue everything. People will throw God around to support their agendas. Every fucking day, all day, bro. We just saw that shit in the last video. Fucking that Jordan Paulin girl throwing God around saying, God bless you, God got me, God got this, God, blah, 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 blah. And then it came out she was lying. Then there's evidence, blah, 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 blah. Like, bro, damn. Throwing God around to get more people hooked on you. That's so crazy, bro.
Folks who don't fit into narrow molds of chastity or family structure.
Yeah.
And police gender roles. The left wants to turn black men gay and trans. The left doesn't want women to be ladylike anymore. What you're deliberately doing is conflating self-respect with respectability politics. They are not the same thing. Conservatism has done such a good job.
Ruined my boy's career, bro.
Conservatism has
They
is
ruined
conflating
his career,
self-respect
bro.
with respectability politics. They are not the same thing. Conservatism has showing history and grammar. You weaponize faith. This is the big one right here. Use scripture to shame black folks who don't fit into narrow molds of chastity or family structure. You police gender roles. The left wants to turn black men gay and trans. The left doesn't want women to be ladylike anymore. What you're deliberately doing is conflating self-respect, narrow molds of chastity.
I missed
and
it.
family structure. You police gender roles. The left wants to.
They ruined his career, yeah. And that's so crazy, bro.
Turn black men gay and trans.
Something he
The left
didn't
doesn't want
do.
women to be ladylike anymore. What you're deliberately doing is conflating self-respect with respectability politics. They are not the same thing. Conservatism has done such a good job of blurring the line between self-respect and respectability politics that most folks don't even know the definition of the term. Having manners is not respectability politics. Carrying yourself with dignity and humility as well as showing respect to those in your community is not respectability politics. Black people have always held ourselves and each other with discipline, integrity, and pride despite centuries of systemic abuse. These are core values of respect found within almost every human culture and not specific to any race or ethnicity. Respectability politics hijacks that concept of respect and weaponizes it. It argues that if marginalized groups did a better job of adhering to the cultural norms of those in power, then they'd be treated with dignity and gain social acceptance. If black people just got their act together, if we all spoke well enough, if we all dressed well enough, if we all tried to be like the quote-unquote good ones, then we'd finally be worthy of being treated like human beings. It reframes manners, discipline, and humility not as basic practices for personal and community strength, but as a checklist for conditional acceptance into white society. You end up with a way for black people to blame themselves for their own oppression. What we need is a complete cultural reset. No more thug culture, but a nice, clean, pure culture. One that our freedmen ancestors would have wanted. If we don't give them a reason to be racist, then they won't be racist. The sad part is, those that adhere to respectability politics never ended up seeing how futile it is. You can dress the part, speak the part, and live your whole life trying to be the quote-unquote good one, but no matter how carefully you perform, it doesn't grant immunity from racism. History has shown
It
us
never will,
again
bro.
and again, educated black people, wealthy black people, church-going black people, hell, even literal children, all have faced the same violence, the same exclusion, the same suspicion, the same hatred, regardless of how well behaved they are. MLK and Malcolm X were literally murdered in suits. It didn't save them. It didn't save the residents of Tulsa. It didn't save Amantic Bradford Jr. It didn't save Philando Castile. It didn't save Elijah McClain. It didn't save Atiana Jefferson. It didn't save Botham Jean. It didn't save Henry Louis Gates Jr. It didn't save Christian Cooper. It didn't save Tamir Rice. It didn't save Sandra Bland. It didn't save Patrick Lyoya. It didn't save Jamel Robertson. It didn't save John Crawford III. It didn't save Ralph Yarl. It didn't save Keith Lamont Scott. It didn't save Corey Jones. It didn't save the Charleston 9. It didn't save the Buffalo 13. It didn't save Ayanna Stanley Jones. It didn't save Sean Bell. Every one of these people dressed quote-unquote properly, quote-unquote spoke properly, worked hard, followed rules, complied with police, achieved higher education, avoided quote-unquote street culture, lived and operated exactly how respectability politics demands black people to. They all quote-unquote had their act together. And yet we're still surveilled, demonized, displaced, beaten, arrested, murdered, ignored, or destroyed. It's a permanent shifting of the goalpost. Respectability politics doesn't shield us, it simply shifts blame back onto the community when the oppression persists. But because respectability politics has been conflated with self-respect so well, you got niggas willing to go to war to defend it without even knowing the real definition. So you're just telling me we should let these folks act like buffoons? We should just let this degeneracy exist? You can't tell me it doesn't make us all look bad, not realizing that this logic right here is the problem.
Just
Nobody
straight up
here is arguing against discipline, integrity, or
crazy
accountability
to me,
within our
bro.
communities, or holding members accountable when they disrespect others. There's countless times where we've called out disrespectful, degenerate shit, especially when it disrespects our ancestors. What we're rejecting is the idea that black culture is the reason why racism exists. That logic is ass backwards. White supremacy didn't appear because black folks quote unquote didn't know how to act right, and it damn sure isn't disappearing if we all magically did. And let's be clear, every community has its degeneracy, especially white folks. Wall Street executives snorting coke, country music festivals, NASCAR, white frat parties, spring breakers, rodeos, Fred.
Ours just seems so outworldly that it's like just putting this shit, like, it's just so insane.
Durst, motorcycle rallies, January 6th, Eagles fans. But no one ever says those guys represent all white people, or that white respectability depends on silencing those behaviors. Only black folks are told that a few people's buffoonery condemns the whole race. That's not moral.
Like, that's just so insane. They will see one thing and then put it on the entire race that needs, it's like the entire race needs to be fixed. Entire race needs to be reset. Like, what the fuck?
Concern. That's anti-blackness. When you make the argument that we're the real black people,
I thought my damn audio cut. I was like, what the fuck happened?
well, not those niggas. It doesn't shield you from racism, nor does it help the community. All it does is affirm a racist fantasy where they are the standard, and we are the ones that must constantly perform to.
We are the ones who must constantly change, like, to fit what they want us to fit, bro. And most of these motherfuckers suck it up.
Disprove inferiority.
Sucking
And
their
even inside
dicks.
that fantasy, you're not treated as an individual. You're just the designated responsible black. The one white people think should help manage and discipline the quote-unquote ghetto inner city blacks, they've already decided are beyond saving. It doesn't grant you respect. It just assigns you a different role in the same racist hierarchy. You not liking Sexy Red is one thing. You thinking she's tacky or trashy or vulgar, cool, that's fine. You have every right not to like her. But the minute you start blaming folks like Sexy Red as the reason why we can't get in here, that's some shit. See? This is what's destroying our people. Not crime bills, not redlining, not mass incarceration. Balloons and booty shorts. But here's the wildest and most
What's destroying our race is women shaking ass. Black women shaking ass and fucking balloons. In concerts where they're all shaking ass. Like, come on now, bro.
The people who cling to respectability politics know the double standard exists. They know black people are forced to quote-unquote perform good behaviors so one person's mistakes doesn't condemn the entire race. They know we get collective punishment while white people get treated as individuals. They'll even tell you plainly, look, that's just the way it is. But instead of questioning the system that makes that logic possible, instead of asking why black humanity is treated as conditional in the first place, why over 47 million people have to be collectively judged by the actions of a few, they turn the burden back on the community. They disguise it as accountability. They defend the double standard. They try to enforce it. They blame black people for the weight of that racist expectation. And that's the trap. The moment you accept the idea that the entire race lives or dies based on the behavior of the loudest, most foolish, ignorant among us, you've already agreed to an anti-black worldview. You're no longer challenging racism, you're helping enforce its rules. Respectability politics
Shaking my
doesn't fight the
head,
system,
bro.
it just tries to bargain with it. It tells us the world is anti-black, so let's contort ourselves into whatever shape offends whiteness the least. Even though that shape has never protected a
Never, nigga.
If we don't give them a reason to be racist, then they won't be racist.
When has that
Step
ever
one
worked?
is simple. Play into respectability politics using your platform to police other black people. You become the mouthpiece for white supremacy, repackaging its talking points in a quote-unquote community concern wrapper. Instead of challenging the system that dehumanizes us, you redirect the blame onto your own people, saying the problem isn't centuries of racism ingrained into policy and thought, it's how we carry ourselves. Regurgitate this junk, and the audience will come to you. However, that leaves us with step 2, preaching the gospel of personal responsibility. Once you've secured your socially conservative audience, the next move is to hammer home the idea that every problem black people face is a result of personal failure. Forget redlining, forget mass incarceration, housing, and medical discrimination. None of that exists in this framework. Instead, it's always about laziness, bad choices, and moral weakness. You know, personal responsibility. If step one was about performance, telling black folks to dress right, talk right, and act right to earn dignity, then step two is about internalizing failure when that performance doesn't magically end oppression. It goes from, if we act right, they'll treat us right, to, if things still don't get better after we act right, then we just didn't work hard enough. Your job is to use your platform to redirect every conversation about systemic barriers back to individual shortcomings. Use all the conservative talking points. If someone mentions housing discrimination, you pivot to, why don't they just save up to buy a house? If the cops shoot an unarmed kid in the back, you ask, well, why was he running away? Why didn't he just comply? Crime, fatherless homes. Poverty, bad financial choices. You should have gotten to crypto. Every structural critique becomes a sermon about discipline and morals. That's why step two is so important for the grift. It doesn't just shift the blame, it keeps it shifted. It traps your audience in a loop where systemic oppression is never real, but personal failure always is. It's the perfect conservative alibi. If black people fail, then it's our fault. But if we succeed, then it's despite ourselves. Look, I don't want to hear about racism or history or systemic barriers. That's a victim mentality.
It's time to stop blaming everyone else but ourselves for our lives and our actions.
Look at this fucking loser, bro. You just look the type.
I damn sure can't help what someone does to me, but I control 110% of how I move forward. White man this, racism that, enough. I promise you, the second you start focusing on yourself, your goals, your dreams, tunnel vision, and move forward, the faster life will progress for you and the happier you will become.
You see how good he tried to make that sound? Of course that would get the average. But nigga, like, come on now, bro. Shut the fuck up.
This is where you perfect the art of anecdote over evidence. I grew up poor and made it, so why can't they? Despite data and evidence showing that all the systemic barriers still remain. Black home ownership has barely moved in decades, despite wages increasing. Exclusionary zoning and land use laws still gatekeep black access, and black people still hold a disproportionately tiny share of institutional wealth and ownership across all industries. Don't worry though, a good chunk of your audience isn't really looking for stats or proof to begin.
Feed my emotions, daddy.
As proof that inequality isn't structural, it's cultural. The genius of this step is that it reframes oppression as self-inflicted, absolving institutions of any sort of responsibility. It tells your audience that racism isn't systemic, it's just a glitch in black communities. And that's exactly the damage these talking points cause. It takes centuries of structural sabotage.
Bro, there's so many
discriminatory
raccoons out there right now.
And reduces it to a matter of willpower. For black communities, you're hit with a double burden. Literally. In 1903, black American sociologist W.E.B. Du Bois proposed the idea of double consciousness.
Bro, I thought that shit was like, Du Bois. It's just Du Bois? I thought that shit was like Du Bois.
Are forced to navigate the world twice over, once through your own lived reality, and once through the gaze of a society that pathologizes your very existence. Respectability politics and the gospel of personal responsibility sharpen that double vision into a wound. Not only do you have to survive the realities of discrimination, but you're also told it's your own fault when those barriers stop you from advancing. The effect is absolutely disgusting. It erases history, isolates individuals, and weaponizes shame as a political tool. Worse, it gives the institutions a free pass. If poverty is reduced to just quote-unquote bad choices, then governments, banks, schools, and corporations never have to answer for the systemic violence they enact. But that's your role as a bootlicker, as a knight, as a... It's your job to ensure that these talking points never stay isolated in white conservative spaces, but circulate back into black communities as quote-unquote common sense. You become the courier of white supremacy dressed up in the language of tough love. Your platform becomes less about empowerment and more about enforcement, making sure that whenever structural critique arises, it gets drowned out by lectures on hustle, morality, and self-discipline. In this way, you don't just echo the system, you fortify it. We now move on to the third and final step, the one that everyone wants: platforming outrage and cashing out. Once you've amassed an audience of conservatives and gained their attention, you have to keep them hooked, and that's by feeding them non-stop outrage. Your digital platform becomes a stage show. Every tweet, reaction video, commentary, or Fox News appearance is designed to mock, scold, or call out black communities in ways that your audience finds entertaining and engaging. Police shoot another unarmed black kid? That's not tragedy, that's content. New rap song goes viral? Hell, you found some body cam footage or some random TikTok? That's your chance to rant about quote-unquote degeneracy and quote-unquote fatherless homes. You don't even need to believe it. The outrage machine doesn't care. All it requires is consistency. Social media isn't neutral. It's designed to amplify the loudest, most polarizing takes because outrage keeps people scrolling. Anger is addictive, and every platform has figured out that controversy is the most reliable fuel for engagement. The more rage you induce, the more visibility you get. The more visibility you get, the more your audience grows. And the bigger your audience, the bigger your paycheck. But the danger of this sensationalist slop is that it doesn't just stay online. It seeps into how entire communities are perceived. When algorithms reward these hollow, solutionless critiques of quote-unquote ghetto culture, broken families, or violent youth, those images become the shorthand for blackness in the wider public imagination. Politicians cite them to justify harsher policing. Employers use them as excuses not to hire. Teachers absorb them as biases against their own students. And worst of all, they drown out the real diversity, complexity, and humanity of black life. The spectacle of outrage becomes the dominant story, a loop of shame and scolding that reduces millions of people to the worst stereotypes for clicks and profits. What looks like content is actually cultural warfare, and every time it goes viral, it tightens the grip of white supremacy under the guise of quote-unquote honest critique. But at the end of the day, that's the whole point of a clip. If they see a black voice saying these things, it doesn't just confirm their biases, it sanctifies it. Suddenly, racist talking points don't look racist anymore. They look like truth because they're being delivered by someone who looks like the people being attacked. This is why media platforms love trotting these figures out. A Fox News panel on crime doesn't hit the same without a black commentator ready to scold their own community. A conservative op-ed about culture carries more weight when it's being penned by someone black.
Oh, neck ass, boy.
Even liberal outlets will platform these voices under the guise of quote-unquote balance, letting their audience consume stereotypes without guilt. The cycle is complete. Your outrage content feeds algorithms, algorithms grow your audience makes you marketable to media outlets, and those outlets recycle your rhetoric into policy debates. In the end, your face becomes the mask white supremacy wears when it wants to speak with a black voice. However, if you've already made it this far to step 3, none of that should matter to you. You've already won. It's now time to cash out and enjoy the fruits of your labor. You've built a brand, secured media appearances, signed book deals, maybe even landed a podcast or a think tank fellowship. The damage to your community is irrelevant because the incentives don't reward care, they reward consistency. So what? Other black folks might call you a who cares? You got paid at the end of the day. They didn't. You put in the work to get to where you are, and that work definitely paid off. You
Basically, deadass, just like he's talking about people who are like genuine sellouts to the black community, bro. All these people right here, by the way,
made a career deliberately spreading harmful, inaccurate.
Oh my god, and she's a big one. Oh my god, I hate him too. I'm not gonna lie, he's a fucking loser. And you can always tell by the hair.
Narratives about your own people for the sake of white approval and
or their lips.
And did a damn
holy shit, that nigga's ugly as fuck.
But there's still one unresolved question.
What?
One that we asked at the very beginning of this video.
Where I
Was
come
any
in?
of this worth
Oh.
it? Was the platform, the paycheck, the fleeting applause of an audience that never truly wanted you worth the price of your self-respect?
It should never be.
Here's the truth. A seat at the table is never guaranteed. And even if you do manage to secure one,
Bro, you can get a seat at the table, but you're only there for as long as you're able to be useful. You're only there for as long as you're able to keep other people away from the table.
don't fool yourself. You're not getting served. You're the entertainment. You're the prop. You're the proof they point to so they don't have to change. That's the real cost of cocooning. And it's a bill that always comes due. But let's actually explore this. What happens to when Massa no longer needs them to serve them? Do we welcome them back with open arms after spending their entire career spreading harm? Even better, what about the rest of us? Or not, how do we navigate the trap of needing to play into white sensibilities without ending up like these clowns?
Nigga, they give him a good job, boy. Back to the kitchen, back to the grass. Like, that's all you get, bro. You're not gonna be. You're gonna be at the table for a good 50 seconds, and they're gonna be like, "Okay, I'm getting pretty tired of you being here now."
Enough tap dancing. Time to take the shoes off.
Oh no,
You've been here for a minute now. You can get the fuck on, boy.
this can't
This
be.
can't be.
It says I'm 102% African with a 2% margin of error. Why, Lord? Why, Lord? Why?
Son, I just want to say that was an amazing speech you gave. You truly are a credit to your people.
Thank you, sir. Let's get one thing straight before we go any further.
Whoa, boy! I didn't actually expect you to reach your hand out to me. Back the fuck up. Like, that's how you're not gonna be accepted, gang.
You will never get a seat at the table. Not a real one. You might get invited to stand near it, maybe even handed a plate if you're lucky, but you'll never be allowed to sit down and eat without permission. That's not how this system works. It doesn't integrate you into power, it accessorizes you. You're not there to change it. You're there to make it look changed. You're the token black used to paint the illusion of equity. Black lips used to tell white lies. Truth is, tokens get spent every single time. They parade you around until your usefulness runs out. Then they toss you aside like a campaign slogan that's gone stale. The minute your image stops being profitable, the minute your words stop aligning with their script, the second you start believing you actually earned your place instead of being placed there, that's when the mask slips and you realize you never were at the table. You were the tablecloth protecting the diners. We've seen this time and time again what happens when a bootlicker fails to shine Massa's shoes well enough, or when he finds some other happy-to-be-here Negro who can do it better. We saw this with black MAGA politicians and allies who were eager to support Trump during his campaign, only to be ditched and discarded when he won. Figures like Tim Scott, Byron Donalds, and Mark Robinson all tried to curry.
Also, a whole bunch of Mexicans too, which is insane to me. Bro, so many Mexicans were on this nigga's side, not knowing that they might get kicked out the fucking country, gang. Like, that's so insane, bro.
Favor with Trump, but they weren't selected for high-profile cabinet positions. Their loyalty didn't translate into lasting political power. The same can be said with all of these conservative commentators on YouTube and TikTok. Social media personalities like Officer Tatum and Rob Smith were willing to get on all fours to defend and worship white conservatives and their policies, but that worship never saved them from hate crimes.
As a Christian who went to Israel, I spent 2 weeks there with the church, and we had an incredible time. We had only one incident where a small child spit on one of the pastors, and immediately after there was an adult that came by and said, "That's not a representation of who we are. You know, we love you guys. You guys are always welcome here." And I have to say, no adults gave us any grief. We had no issues whatsoever. And our experience there, it was actually an amazing experience.
This spineless Negro literally gets spat on, and his first instinct is to thank them for only spitting on him once. Rob had to find out the hard way that folks who dislike both the black and LGBTQ communities might have a problem with him being a black gay Republican.
You're not just black. You're black and gay. Like, that's so insane to me that you're both of those and then you still go about being a fucking sellout to both. Holy fuck.
I was in Phoenix, Arizona for an event called America Fest, which is held by Turning Point USA. I went to this event because I saw that a lot of other conservative influencers would be there. And I had no idea that it was going to be infested with these people.
I had no idea the leopards would eat my face. Imagine spending years kissing ass just to get hate crimed at a rally. And then there's the queen of conservative tokenism herself, Candace Owens. For years, she served as the Daily Wire's black mouthpiece, their go-to for packaging bigotry as quote-unquote.
This is one of their favorites. This is one of their favorites.
But the minute she went off script, the minute she called out the Israeli state for committing a genocide, she too saw how much a spent token was really worth: unemployment. Her usefulness expired and lost her job at the Daily Wire. Their black mouthpiece no longer was singing the right notes. Crazy part is, she didn't even learn her lesson. A few weeks ago, she gave a heartfelt tribute to her dear friend Charlie Kirk. I genuinely believe she was one of the closest friends and colleagues that this hateful piece of shit had, which makes it even funnier when she didn't get invited to speak at
my
the
neck.
memorial.
Shit.
She did get used for? To prove that he wasn't racist because he had black friends. And don't think you can just rebrand and get welcomed back in with open arms by the very community you spent
I remember this guy.
disrespecting. It's not that easy. And before any of you start caterwauling, I thought you were supposed to be pro-black. Yes, that doesn't apply to independent thinkers. So much for the tolerant left. Let's get one thing straight, Mr. Independent Thinker. No community is obligated to embrace you after you built an entire career profiting off of lies that made their lives harder. You had no problem demonizing struggling families, mocking victims of police violence, or gaslighting your own people on national TV. You weren't thinking independently, you were selling your integrity for engagement. And now when the checks stop coming in and your handlers move on, you want grace from the same folks you told to pull themselves up by their bootstraps? Hell no. That's called consequences. What you need to do is work harder and take some personal accountability, then maybe we'll let you back in. But what if you're not that far gone? What if you're not some morally bankrupt opportunist, and instead just a regular person with some conservative leanings? This is for the black moderates, the socially conservative black folks, the churchgoers, the we just need to do better crowd. The ones who might not be but are standing close enough to this rhetoric to sometimes fall for it when it's dressed up in pretty words. I get it, you want order, stability, and safety in our communities. We all do. You're tired of the chaos, the economic instability, the communal violence that at times can feel inescapable, the constant feeling like we're fighting uphill battles that never end. But I need you to understand, conservatism has never been the answer. It has never, in almost the 300 years of this nation's existence, once improved the material conditions of black people. Not once. Not during abolition.
It doesn't help because you're not doing anything. Bro, it doesn't help being that way because you're not doing anything. It's like you're just sitting there.
Not now. There is no empirical data, no policy, no administration, no economic period where black conservatism resulted in measurable liberation. It doesn't happen because it's not designed to happen. Conservatism's entire function is to preserve existing hierarchies, not dismantle them. Regardless of how much you try to modify your behavior or existence, them being in charge will always result in you being in a subservient role. It doesn't matter how much money you achieve, status you obtain, or how well behaved you are. The thing that you are conserving are the things that keep them in power. So let me ask again, what exactly is it you're trying to conserve? It can't be the black family, as it was conservative policies that tore black families apart. The same legislation that escalated surveillance, criminalized poverty, and funneled black men into prisons at historic rates. It was conservative welfare reforms that punished single mothers, cut public assistance, and destabilized entire households under the guise of responsibility. It can't be economically, as those agendas have continuously widened racial wealth gaps and stripped wealth from black communities at
I just want to put this out there. If you spell lie, Y-I-E, you might be a fucking loser. I'm just saying, put that out there. You know.
return. And it damn sure ain't socially conservative. Black people have been the most socially progressive demographic for the past 80 years. We've been at the cornerstone of every social and civil rights movement, despite a large portion of us being deeply entrenched in traditional views of religion and Christianity. We've never been conservative. Not fiscally, not socially, never. Rejecting conservatism is the key to advancing our community, and this doesn't mean you have to be a liberal or a Democrat. In fact, far from it. Let's be clear, I do not like the Democratic Party. Both sides of the establishment are just two sides.
Yeah, like the two sides same coin, bro. It's the same thing every time.
Tap dancing, self-hating black conservatives can just as easily be applied to a lot of these black liberals. Democrats might tokenize you with symbolism and dangle products over your head like a—
they're the type to, oh my God, Master, can I finally get that handshake? Oh hell no, boy, I wouldn't touch you with a 10-foot pole. But hey, you did good. Like that's all you gonna get, bro.
Carrot on a stick, while Republicans just do it with more open contempt. Both serve the same capitalist system that keeps you tired, underpaid, over-surveilled, and underrepresented, using you as electoral props only to discard you in favor of lobbyists and donors. Neither one of these are on your side, but we need to get rid of this foolish mentality that just because the Democratic Party continues to fail us time and time again, that we all need to suddenly become conservatives. That's like disarming one bomb, then immediately strapping 10 more to your chest. Instead of doing the bare minimum of searching for an electoral candidate to magically solve all our problems every 4 years, we collectively as Black Americans need to reject blind loyalty to the two-party system and start to invest in direct action. Usually on every video I have people
I see people who try to put themselves in either or. It's because this one looks better. Nigga, don't be in either. Be in your community. Be for your community and for the people who deserve it. Neither party deserves for you to be in it. Yeah. Like that shit is dead. Two sides of the same coin, like he said, bro.
Gotcha comments? Actually,
do what you can to help the world. You don't got to be in either party.
Only for me to address and explain it later in the video. They don't want to sit and watch the entire video before getting their rocks off in the comments, which is usually why I get bullshit comments like, no solutions? So you're just complaining but providing no solutions? Well, this is for you. The only way to meaningfully improve the lives of Black Americans is by changing the system shaping our lives, that being capitalism, the same system that depends on inequality and scarcity to function. The quote-unquote cultural problems that people like to blame, behavior, choices, norms, are just reflections of larger structural forces, and every time you interrupt them, when resources are decommodified, when communities gain ownership, when public services are fully funded, these so-called cultural problems disappear right along with the conditions that produce them. And this is not some theory, we have decades of data to back this up. Let's start with crime. Most high violence neighborhoods, they map out almost perfectly onto areas of concentrated poverty, eviction, unemployment, and state abandonment. The violence doesn't decline just because people start quote-unquote acting right. It declines when you change the environment. We saw this in both Baltimore's Park Heights and Cherry Hills neighborhoods. The Safe Streets program cut homicides by 56% and non-fatal shootings by 34%. In New York City, Cure Violence ran similar initiatives in Bronzeville, East New York, and South Jamaica, all areas with some of the city's highest poverty and segregation rates. They saw a 14% average reduction in shootings, translating roughly to about 1,300 shootings prevented over a decade. Chicago's West Garfield Park, Inglewood, and North Lawndale neighborhoods saw significant declines when community members, not police, mediated conflicts and provided support. Across 27 predominantly Black low-income neighborhoods studied nationally, 68% of outcomes showed measurable, statistically significant violence reductions. These programs didn't just preach morality, they directly addressed poverty, trauma, and instability. Outreach workers connected high-risk young men to paid transitional jobs, GED programs, rental assistance, and emergency cash support. They provided on-call crisis counseling, responding to shootings to prevent retaliation. They walked families through trauma responses at neighborhood clinics. They gave risk residents access to stable, long-term employment, as well as resources to treatment. And as a result, the violence dropped. When violence decreases and stability increases, you start to see it affect education. Not because kids gain better values, but because their environment stops punishing them for being poor. Take Cincinnati's West End, Evanston, and Avondale neighborhoods, for example. When schools shifted to the community schools model, they didn't lecture students about responsibility, they removed the barriers that made a healthy learning environment impossible. Schools became resource hubs, free meals, healthcare, dental care, trauma counseling, attendance support, social workers, transportation help, after-school programs, arts programs, family resource centers. The results were immediate. Graduation rates jumped from 51% to 88%. Absenteeism fell, and behavioral issues collapsed. Why? Not because the culture magically changed or because kids didn't want to be like rappers anymore, but because the conditions did. New York City saw the same pattern across Harlem, South Bronx, Bronzeville, and Central Brooklyn. Community schools produced a 24% drop in chronic absenteeism, a 10% increase in credit accumulation, and sharp declines in suspensions. Oakland Unified told the same story in East Oakland and Fruitvale. Restorative justice addressed behavioral treatment, not punishment. Graduation rates rose, and students that were once labeled disruptive became high performers once their trauma was met with care instead of cops. And why does this magically work? Because the root problem that conservatives blame on subculture was just a symptom. It was about hunger, housing instability, untreated health issues, trauma, and the stress of poverty. And when you address those conditions, you see performance rise, because students finally have the material stability required to show up and succeed. What's powerful is how these domains reinforce one another once the material foundation changes. When families have stable housing, children experience fewer interruptions in schooling. When parents aren't drowning in financial anxiety, the household becomes calmer, and the likelihood of youth involvement in violence falls. When schools have resources and provide restorative responses, young people receive care instead of criminalization, keeping them in classrooms and out of the pipeline that destabilizes communities. When crime drops because economic survival is no longer scarce, neighborhoods become safer, local institutions strengthen, and networks of mutual support grow. Improvements in one area cause downstream improvements in the others, because they were never separate problems to begin with. They were different manifestations of the same structural root. And mind you, these conservative pundits know this. It's why you never see them talk policy or any sort of meaningful programs or initiatives that offer hands-on-the-ground support for our communities. They know the minute you address the real concerns, the money bag goes away. When I posted the humorous teaser to this video last month, I had a lot of comments like this that tried to take the centrist approach. Maybe it's policy and culture. I mean, Pillboy, those conservatives have some points. But if you actually wanted to see these issues resolved, you'd get to the real meat of the problem. They're not doing that. That's because real systemic solutions don't pay the bills. These hollow, surface-level critiques are not going to solve anything. The truth is unavoidable. Fixing the system produces better outcomes than lecturing individuals ever has. Crime declines when neighborhoods are materially supported. Education improves when students' basic needs are met. Family stability strengthens when capitalism's pressures are lifted. The system is the root. The culture is merely the echo, and every measurable improvement we have comes from addressing the former. This is what real community accountability looks like. Supporting the people who need help, stepping in to protect our neighborhoods when the system abandons us. We talk all the time about saving our communities, about wanting safer streets, better schools, and stronger families, but this is what actually produces that. You can spend all day lecturing kids to avoid gangs and crime, which you should, but unless you're also engaging in steps to substantially improve the conditions that led them down these paths to begin with, you're not accomplishing anything.
You're not doing anything.
Like I said earlier, these are not some easy one-step fix to decades, if not centuries, of systemic neglect and design. But understand, when problems are being addressed with actual solutions and tangible data in mind versus hollow, regurgitated talking points that only serve to placate white supremacy. It's the linchpin of all the banes that continue to plague us. And so long as it exists, there will always be black folks willing to defend it, out of ignorance, out of profit, or most times both. Just know that choosing the latter always comes with a price tag, and whether or not you can afford the cost afterwards is a choice that's up to you.
Fuck out of here. As I bled to death, as my very life oozed out of me, all I could think of was something the great Negro James Baldwin had written. People pay for what they do, and still more for what they have allowed themselves to become. And they pay for it very simply by the lives they lead. Maybe Baldwin was right. Maybe he was wrong. But as my father often told me, always keep 'em laughing.
What the fuck? W fucking video. Holy shit. That was so fucking good. We were never called lazy until we stopped working for free. Holy shit. We were never called lazy until we stopped working for free. Oh god. That's insane. W fucking video. I don't know. Definitely 10 out of 10 to recommend, gang. What the fuck? He only got 87.9 subscribers. Gang. This nigga deserves a meal. That'd be fucking video. Alright, let me see some. Finna see what we finna watch now. Or I might play a game, okay. Let me see. People really look tuning into that fight, bro. Jake lost? Yeah. A male guinea pig named Randy broke into a female-only enclosure and impregnated all 100 of them. What the fuck? Pondering my thoughts. I think I'm gonna go ahead and stream here. I'm tired of shit. Um, I'm most likely gonna stream again tomorrow at like after I get off. So probably like two. No. I'm bugging. Probably like 5. I'm gonna try to stream earlier. So probably like 5. But other than that, y'all have a great rest of y'all day or night. Um, Blessings up and make sure to like and subscribe if you are new. Um, if you're seeing this after the live, I'm gonna make videos of these. I'm still editing ones literally from my last live, my live from three days ago or whatever. But those are gonna be out by like tomorrow. Tomorrow at the end of the day, for sure. But yeah, thank you for watching. Have a